Let's get this party started.
Coverage tight, spotlight on tomorrow. Who you with? Trust, you'll be delighted that you followed. At Phirst Contention, the invention. We debate sports, of course we should mention. What's that? We cover games, we don't play suspensions. We 100, so if your star's missing, we let you know your squad surely gone fishing. We never fish though, no, not our motto. We sport on deals, on court, on fields. The victors, the vengeance, the legends, latest invention. Phirst Contention.
Salutations, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Phirst Contention. We are here, yes, again, to get you updated and ready for what's going to be another exciting football season. I'm your host, Ty Sosina, and tonight we have with us Marvin Banks.
We're going to keep it real subtle today and just say hola, senors and senoritas.
Mark, you know we're all here for you, bro. We got Steven Davis. Turn up!
Stop high every day.
And bringing back to the show one of our esteemed guests, Deron Carrington. What's up, big boy?
What's going down? Just want to show love, family, friends. I'm back.
All right, now
Please don't act like Demola was last week. Please don't be like the clown he was.
Yeah, if you saw the episode, Demola said some outlandish things last year, and I mean, if you guys don't know, Deron's a Cowboys fan. We will be talking about the NFC East. So let's see what happens.
No.
Let's see what happens. All right, as I mentioned, the East. At the top last season, we had Washington, 10-6, got all the way pretty far deep in the playoffs before RG3 went down. We've got the Giants, 9-7, kind of like the Olympics. They need 4 years to charge their meter before they make a meaningful run in the playoffs. Hurt at the receiver position. Other than that, also hurt on the back end of that defense. Dallas Cowboys, 500, but you've got Dez Bryant. It looks like he stopped allegedly slapping females, and he's putting all his work on smacking these D-backs on the football field. Bill Callahan calling plays, much to Jason Garrett's dismay, but so far so good. And then we got the Philadelphia Eagles. What started as the dream team has burnt down, and we've started from the bottom again. And Chip Kelly, new head coach, is trying to build something on that fast-paced Oregon offense. Steve, how is the NFC East going to play out this season?
To tell the truth, man, I actually think it's going to play off kind of the same way it played out last year. I mean, if RG3 comes back and he's healthy, the Redskins, they have a good chance of repeating and taking the division, especially with Brian Orakpo being back on defense. That's going to help them out tremendously on the pass rushing end. You know, RG3 and Alfred Morris have a good tandem going on with them. The Giants, you know, they play middle-of-the-road ball to like the end of the season, which is what they're going to pretty much do again this year. The Cowboys, to me, they are what they are. I mean, with Tony Romo, they're spectacular in the beginning of the season. Then it comes down to crunch time, and you don't know what's going to go on with them. You know, they'll fall out. Tony Romo will trick the game out. You know, Dallas is just not going to do nothing. But Philly is interesting to me. I mean, they might finish last, but at the same time, they could finish first. It all depends on Michael Vick.
Yes, good point. They have finally named a starter in Michael Vick. Marvin, what do you see happening?
This is probably the hardest division to pick from because I think it's going to be one of the weakest divisions this year. Even though the Redskins won last year, you have to remember they were on a 3-game losing streak until Shanahan ripped them apart. The Giants always start off hot but always cool down. The Eagles are starting from the bottom, and the Cowboys are who we thought they were. They are abysmal. They are atrocious. When your head play caller is no longer calling plays, you have big problems down there in Jerry's playpen. But be that as it may, with the Cowboys so talented, with the Cowboys having all this energy, this new vibe, I'm going to pick them not to win the division. I'm going to go with the Redskins to repeat again this year. There's no way ever I will put my faith in Tony Romo. No way. No way how.
That's 2 for the team representing D.C. All right. Like we said, our special guest last week had some choice words for us. Caught us off guard. Duran, what do you see happening in the East?
I'm going to go with the surprise here. A lot of people are talking about RG3, the Redskins, this. I'm going with the Giants to win this division this year. That might shock a lot of people. Yes, I am a Cowboys fan. But you have to be conscious of those Giants. They got JPP coming back healthy, Justin Tuck coming back healthy, resurgent, Eli Manning, Akeem Nicks, Victor Cruz. Yeah, he just hurt his foot in the preseason, but it's the preseason. I picked the Giants. I mean, the Giants are the team. The thing about this division, though, it comes down to the last weekend every time. And people need to understand about the Cowboys. Like Steve said, they're good Cowboys and they're the bad Cowboys. But a lot boils down to DeMarco Murray being healthy. If DeMarco Murray's healthy, they can get a lot enough games. They don't have to rely on Tony Romo's arm to beat a lot of people. So you got to pay attention to DeMarco Murray. If they're healthy, they are a potent team to deal with.
Well, I'm bringing up good points. Like I did mention Callahan's calm plays. He is going to go with a more balanced attack compared to their tendencies to throw the ball quite a bit as they did last year.
There are concerns about the Giants, though. The Giants' defense is getting old. JPP has it back. Justin Tuck hasn't been the same since the Super Bowl run a couple of years ago. The Giants are very concerning. Stevie Brown just tore his ACL. And the offense is a little shaky. Yes, you have
about the Giants, man. They always figure it out. That's what's so scary about them, especially towards the end of the year. They come up with something. Some players stepping up, you know, and they're figuring it out towards the end of the year that you wouldn't imagine they can do. So.
Yeah, that's the thing about the Giants. And they have great leadership at the top with Tom Coughlin. I mean, they're going to be right in the mix at all times. And like it or not, I'm throwing shade at you, Marv. They did go into Lambeau and destroy a 15-1 Packer team with injuries.
True. Like I said, all good points. Again, with all the injuries they sustained last year, they only finished 1 game behind Washington at 9-7, and you got to think
that's a very good stat, Duran. Too bad that was about 3 or 4 years ago, but we'll take that stat.
You got to look at this though. Washington won a division at 10-6. Giants 1 game behind them. You got to think while RG3 is on the mend, he's not the same RG3. It might cost him at least 1 game, and you would think that perhaps the Giants are at least 1 game better if they can stay healthy.
Yeah.
Let's move over to the AFC East. We don't even need to call it the AFC East. Let's move over to the New England Patriots division. We've got the Pats at 12-4 up top. It was a long time ago where they started from the bottom because they just been chilling up here with one of the best coaches in the NFL year in, year out. Haven't won in a while, but hey. Few changes to mention here. Of course, we have Rob Gronkowski, who's been hurt with the forearm and all these things going on with him. You got the loss of Pro Bowl wide receiver Wes Welker. You got the loss of Brandon Lloyd, who had chemistry with Brady last year. And, of course, we got to mention Aaron Hernandez, who was, he's going through his own personal struggle. And then, second division, we got Miami Dolphins. They've upgraded some things. You got Tannehill in his second year. We brought over Mike Wallace from Steve's Steelers, some speed out there. Nice little weapon for Tannehill. You've also brought over the other middle linebacker from the Super Bowl winning Ravens and Donnell Ellerbe. So, they're looking to make some noise this year. Then you've got the Jets, the team of the butt fumble, and the star of butt fumble hurt his shoulder. We'll see what happens with him. You've got Geno Smith taking the second round. We saw what happened with him, so there's not a lot to pick from at quarterback there. You lose Darrelle Revis on defense, but you bring in Roll Tide, D. Milner, Roll Tide. And then also at 6-10 at the bottom, you've got the Buffalo Bills, where it's a combination of musical chairs and hot potatoes. No one wants to play quarterback here. Looks like Kevin Call might have a career-ending concussion. We're not 100% sure yet. EJ Manuel's hurt. I mean, there's not a lot going for them except for this little guy named CJ Spiller and this little guy in defense, Jarius Byrd. So, I mean, what do you see happening in the Patriots division?
From St. Louis.
Thank you for that. No one asked. Marv, what do you see happening out here?
I just want to say nobody cares about St. Louis. I concur with Ty. Just want to throw that out there before I get started. Yeah, even though the Patriots have lost Gronk, has lost Wes Welker, has lost Brandon Lloyd, and Mr. Grand Theft Auto himself, I think that there is nobody that's going to challenge the division. You have Jeff Toole starting for the Bills. You have Mark Sanchez and Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, that's pretty formidable. So you give the Patriots 6-0 right out the gates, and they got to pick up a couple other wins there. So they could go 8-8 in the division and probably win. So. This is easy. I'm just wasting time to my buzzer go off. Oh, there it goes. So, just move on to the next question.
Hey, Tyler, think of good points. Again, nothing to write home about, folks. But, you do got Tom Terrific out there. Let's go to Ron next. Ron, what do you see happening out here?
Man, I agree. Division leader, they should be resting their players by week 9 and looking for a first round bye. But let's talk about a few different things that we haven't touched on. That defense that's going to be sported in Miami. I'm interested to see how Deion Jordan's going to play. Kid's a freak. Like, he's been playing extremely well during the preseason. And Marv, you did not touch on the Buffalo Bills defense, Mr. Mario Williams and Marcel Darius. If they can get some pressure on him, you get EJ Manuel back, they might be able to contend. Win? No. Contend? Yes. But I don't even need to talk about the Jets.
I've heard that there is a lawsuit out against Mario Williams for stealing money against the Buffalo Bills.
Which is true.
Plus, Ty said Jarius Byrd, he might not be a Buffalo Bill before the trade deadline. Just want to throw that out there.
You got to show him the money.
Hey, we'll see what happens. He's definitely
maybe they'll get some
playmaker.
Picks.
You guys bring good points. The fastest way to the playoffs is through your division. If there's anyone that has an inside track of the playoff, it is your New England Patriots. Steve.
Yes. And
look in the viewing globe. Look in the viewing globe. What you see, Steve?
And despite the fact that there is a whole new supporting cast for Tom Brady, that does not matter. This guy gets it done day in, day out. He's going to make superstars out of these new guys with Zach Sudfield playing tight end and this Kimbrell Tompkins playing wide receiver. Nobody's heard of these guys, but you're probably going to hear about them by the end of the year, just because this is what Tom Brady does. But I think the next contending team could be Miami if they take a good step forward with Tannehill. I mean, he has a nice deep threat with Mike Wallace, but at the same time, they need to get their running game going. Don't know what Lamar Miller will do, but we can definitely kind of see that their defense is becoming a formidable group where they can compete. So if the defense can, get some 3 and outs and get the offense on the field and the offense can produce some long drives, maybe they can stay in some games, and you never know what happens. But definitely the Patriots running away with this, and the Jets should just fall off the face of the planet.
I was hoping to get something different from our third person, but it's the same. I will bring this up. This may seem like a distant memory, but there came a time, once upon a time, where Tom Brady could not go to Miami and win. We talk about Tannehill taking this step. We've talked about these new toys that he's had. Yes, he's lost Dustin Keller with the ACL, but he's got a lot. He's got a lot more weapons he had last year, and we talk about this group. Usually when you have a team that's up here for so long, there comes a time where they have to go down a notch.
Not this year.
Not this year.
You guys don't think that they can take maybe one step back after everything they've lost?
No.
Just one step back.
No, not this year.
No, Marv, talk to me.
I I think that they came close to taking a step back. If Adrian Claiborne would have rolled up on his knee a little bit harder, just a little bit harder, then everybody else, Buffalo and the Jets are competing for a guy down in South Carolina with dreads. That's who they're competing for.
Everybody's competing for this division, except for the Patriots.
Duran, what's up? You have something to say, Duran?
My thing is they might take a step back and go 10-6, but they definitely win in that division. Also, Miami's got some problems. No more Jay Long. Yeah, Tannehill has these new toys, but can he stay upright? Like, that's a big question with Jake Long being gone.
True.
Good point.
True.
I mean, division, like we said, not much to write home about. Everyone going for Patriots in the AFC, and everyone going for Washington without Duran, who's going for the Giants in the NFC. Steve, what's up?
What's the wager on Rex Ryan being fired? What game is he going to be done?
Ooh, that's an excellent question. Is that five? Steve, what do you say?
I say earlier than that.
5.
I say maybe 4.
They'll let Geno play a little bit, so that's why I'm gonna say week 5.
Geno playing doesn't buy him any time.
Geno Smith.
If you gotta play Geno Smith,
if Geno plays like he played in the preseason, that's not buying anybody any time.
Who is he throwing it? I dare someone to name the starting receivers for the Jets.
I've never seen a quarterback try to throw a pass and step out of bounds.
Stephen Hill.
He's got the Warrior from Miami.
That's one.
The Warrior from Miami, who's back up right now.
Who's a tight end?
Let's address this other issue. The Jets have a different issue. Did you see the article about the players from the Jets complaining that Antonio Cromartie hit one of his players too hard in practice? I'm like, you're kidding me. Like, that's why y'all have problems right now. If you guys are worried about Antonio, they wanted him to apologize. You want him to apologize when y'all are 4-12? I'm with him. Hit everybody.
Hey, that reminds me of when Rob Marinelli came in and they was 0-16, and the players were complaining that he was practicing them too hard. You went 0-16 for a reason. You have to practice. I don't understand this new age of football, man. I tell you, it's not like the 80s.
Hey, I tell you, it's new age everything. Thank you for watching the video.
It's not. These kids complain.
Don't forget, like the video, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and if you didn't like the video, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, send us some questions. We'll answer them right here on the show. Again, thanks for watching. For my guests, we appreciate you. Keep it locked because we will talk about the other 2 divisions as we head into the season here. Phirst Contention, appreciate you.
Ride with Phirst Contention, that's full throttle in. We sport on deals, on court, on fields. The victors, the vengeance, the legends, latest invention. Phirst Contention. We sport on deals, on court, on fields. The victors, the vengeance, the legends, latest invention. Phirst Contention. Game face grit, like born for playoffs. Say it all in small time like payoff.